Howdy, mates. Good afternoon. Are we staying out of trouble? Maybe? Somewhat? I hear ya. Today marks Thursday, July 25th, 2024. And we're in the state of Illinois. Or as I like to pronounce it sometimes, Illinois. How about that? Here we have what is known as the Illinois River, just ahead of me here. This river will eventually meet with what's known as the Mississippi River. And you may have noticed out in the distance there, it's controlled by a dam. I'll be damned. Whoops, that slipped out. Anywho, this is what's known as Starved Rock State Park, and there's some history that lies behind this particular area. So if you go back in time, roughly around 300 years ago, it was very much different than it is today in terms of who was residing in this area. With knowledge, it was given that the Illinois people resided out this way. That term refers to a number of separate tribes, such as the Kaskaskia, for example, or even Kickapoo. I'm not making that up. It's a true name. And Cahokia, that's another example too. I was like, I need to include at least 3 examples. Now, given that we are at Starved Rock State Park, you may be wondering why exactly does the park have that name? If you look carefully, you'll notice there's a sandstone butte just ahead. That particular formation is what's known as Starved Rock. So if you go back roughly 300 years ago, there's a story in which there was a conflict between the Illinois tribe along with the Potawatomi and Ottawa. What occurred was their chief, the Ottawa chief, Pontiac, was killed by the Illinois people. And what occurred following that event was the Illinois people were experiencing a siege from the Potawatomi and the Ottawa, and they would eventually be trapped on top of that very rock structure. Given that they were surrounded by enemies, the Illinois people had no way of getting resources, whether it was food or even water. And so the story goes that eventually the Illinois people who were trapped and surrounded ended up dying to avenge Pontiac's death. Apparently this park is well known for the natural canyons that have formed in this area. Because as mentioned, a lot of the bedrock that's here is what's known as St. Peter's Sandstone, which dates back millions of years. And of course, glaciation has happened here since the last ice age, approximately 11,000 years ago. And that's part of how the Illinois River came into existence. At least, that's what geologists say. It could be a different story, Because much of what we do know is based on what has been left behind. There's no way for us to necessarily go back in time and see directly what happened in terms of the natural world's events, in terms of seeing it happen physically. Anywho, I digress. We'll break this up into, of course, more films while I'm here. And by the way, Journey on a Journey is outwards. Take care, folks. See ya.